So we're moving into volume of triangular prism today. Yesterday we did volume of a rectangular prism. So the only difference is, rather than having all bases of rectangles, we have two bases of triangles. So like a tent. So the front and the back are triangles. Everything else is a rectangle. So that's the only triangles you're going to see on a triangular prism is the base. So either probably the top and the bottom. Okay, so right here, it says Airy has a pup tent like the one shown. The opening of the tent has a base and a height of 6 feet. The length of the tent is 8 feet. They want you to find the area of the front triangular face. Okay, what was the area to find the formula to find the area of a triangle? Does anybody remember? Well, base times height divided by 2. So when you're finding the area of a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. So if we're finding the area of this triangle, what would be the base of the triangle? 6. What is the height of the triangle? Remember, the height of the triangle is talking about this. 6. So we do 6 times 6 divided by 2. So what's 6 times 6? Divide that by 2. What's 36 divided by 2? Anybody got a guess? 18 feet squared. Okay, so we just found the area of the triangle, nothing else. Now down here they want you to draw on a grid paper. We're just going to use this one. So we have this triangle down here. That's what we're looking at, that triangle. So if you look, how big is the base of this triangle? 4, because they want us to find the area. How tall is it? 4. So you're going to do 4 times 4 divided by 2. So that would be 8 units squared. All right, so that goes into the next page. So once you have all that, go ahead and go on to the next page. We're going to skip the other ones. So, like I was saying, a triangular prism, the bases are two congruent triangles. They're the same shape, they're the same size. Okay, they're going to be top and bottom. Top triangle, bottom triangle, the bases. When you go to find the volume of a triangular prism, okay, this is the formula. V equals, volume equals, area of the base. This big B means area of the base. So area of the triangle times the height of the prism. Once you see it, it's going to be very, very easy. Okay, so it's just multiplying and dividing a little bit. So all you're doing is finding the area of the base. Well, the bases are triangles, just like we did on the first page. So you always start with the triangle first, finding the area of this. So looking at this triangle down here, what is the base of the triangle? Oh, remember, look for that square, that box. So remember, everything below the box is the base. So it's going to be 8. That is pointing to how tall this is. Now the height of the triangle is what? 10. Okay, so that's just the triangle part. Now you have to multiply that by the height of the prism, which is 13. The height of the prism is talking about how tall it is. So you're going to need calculators. If you want to get one, grab one now. So what you do first is we're going to find the area of the base. So do 8 times 10 and then divide that by 2. So then now you take, so that's the area of the base, area of the triangle. And now you take the area of the triangle times the height of the entire thing. So do 40 times 13. 520 meters cubed. Okay, so 520 meters cubed. So every time you do this, you're finding the area of the base, so the area of a triangle, times the height of the entire thing, the height of the prism. So let's go over to page 751. We're going to do a few on here. Okay, number 1. So once again, the formula is area of the base times the height. So let's start with the triangle. So what's the base of the triangle? 7. So the bottom. The height of the triangle is 6. So that's the area of the base part. Now we multiply that by the height of the prism. So how tall is this? 16. So go ahead and do 7 times 6, divide that by 2, and then multiply that by 16. And raise your hand once you have it all. Aiden, what'd you get? 336 meters cubed. And that's it. So it's just multiplication, a little bit of division. So you basically are finding the area of that triangle and multiplying it by the height. That's it. So on the next one, let's do number 3. Okay, so number 3 down here. So area of the base times the height of the prism. So let's start with the triangle again. What's the base of the triangle? Base of the triangle. Remember, look for that pink square. 5.7. Times, what's the height of the triangle? 7.6. And now what is the height of the entire thing? Usually it's right here. So it's going to be part of that rectangle on the side. 4.8. So go ahead and do 5.7 times 7.6. Divide that by 2, and then multiply that by 4.8. Raise your hand once you have it. And round to the nearest tenth, because you're going to need to. See if you guys can round to the nearest tenth. See if you can get this figured out. So you should have gotten 103.968. So we have to round to the nearest tenth here. Yes. Okay. Austin, what would it be rounded to the nearest tenth? Exactly. So it's just be 104.0 centimeters cubed. Okay, so the reason you round to the nearest tenth here, they ask you to in the directions, but when you look, if you had whatever's in the tenths place, that's the one you're rounding. You have to look at the number after it. Well, the number after it's a 6. 5 and up, we round up. So this would be 10. So you got to carry it over here. Now, if it's 4 or below, you don't round. You stay the same. Okay? So I want you guys to go back to page 747, or 48, I mean, and do A and B down at the bottom. So all you're doing is finding the area of these two triangular prisms, or the volume, I mean. So go ahead and find the volume of each of those. Follow the formula. All right, here we go. So letter A. Okay, so once again, volume equals area of the base times the height. So let's start with the triangle. What is the base of the triangle? The base of the triangle, 4. And what's the height of the triangle? 3.5, guys. It's pointing right there to that yellow or that pink dotted line. So it's 3.5. The height will always be of a triangle, that pink dotted line. It will be there most of the time. Okay, and then what's the height of the entire thing? 7. So you're going to do 4 times 3.5, and then divide that by 2, and then multiply that by 7. Raise your hand when you got it. Rebel, what'd you get? 49 meters cubed. All right, letter B, same thing. Area of the base times the height of the prism. So the area of the base. Okay, so what's the base of the triangle? Of just the triangle, 7. What's the height of the triangle? 8. And then what's the height of the entire thing? 10. So do 7 times 8, divide that by 2, and then multiply it by 10. Raise your hand when you got it. So 7 times 8, divide that by 2, and then multiply it by 10. Jersey, what'd you get?
280 yards cubed.
280 yards cubed. Okay. Any questions on this? Guys, it's just following that same formula over and over again. All right, one last thing here. They are going to have you do a real-world example. So in this case, they want you to find the volume of a skateboard ramp. Okay, so you're still doing the same thing. Volume equals area of the base times the height. Okay, so looking at this triangle here, what is the base of the triangle? So what's the base of the triangle? 10. What's the height of the triangle? 7. And then what's the height of the entire thing? 4. So do 10 times 7, divide that by 2, and then multiply it by 4. 10 times 7, divide by 2, and multiply by 4. Katie, what'd you get? 140 feet cubed. So nothing changes here. You're still just doing the same thing. So let's go over to page 751 again. We're going to do number 5. So a triangular prism has a height of 9 inches and a triangular base. So the triangular prism has a height. So the entire thing has a height of 9 inches. The triangular base, so the triangle, has a base of 3 inches and a height of 8 inches. They want you to find the volume. Okay, so what is the base of the triangle? 3. What's the height of the triangle? 8. And now what's the height of the entire thing? 9. So do 3 times 8, divide that by 2, times 9. And that will give you your volume. Multiply it all out. Today, what'd you get? 108 inches cubed. Okay? Just like that. The only difference is it's a story problem. All right, go back to page 748. Or 49, I mean. I want you to do letter C right in the middle of the page. Give me a minute or two. Go ahead and get started on that. Letter C. All right, so on this one, it says find the volume of a triangular prism shaped with a base of 32 square centimeters and a height of 6 centimeters. So once again, volume equals area of the base times the height. So if you notice, they gave you the area of the base. You didn't even have to find it. So all it is 32 times 6, and you have your volume. And we get what? Katie?
192.
192 centimeters cubed. Okay, so in the formula, it calls for the area of the base. Well, the area of the base is a triangle. So you're finding the area of a triangle. So they gave you the area of the triangle, which was 32 square centimeters. That's your dead giveaway. Square. It's talking about area. So you just do 32 times 6. Okay, any questions on volume of a triangular prism? All right. So we